Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 200, 304. We're here reviewing the 36th Sentai, which as a name is called, if I can get to it here, Tokumei Sentai Go Busters. Yes, this is the Sentai that was adapted to the Beast Morphers. Yep, aired in 2012. You're thinking 2012, but Beast Morphers was released in 2020. That is indeed true. The problem is basically with this was that the reason why it took so long to adapt it here was because that this series bombed in Japan. That's what I heard anyways. Here's the confession I have about this series. When I first heard about when I read the synopsis, it didn't seem interesting to me because it's them finding a computer virus and the fact that one of the Rangers is a robot and a hologram. But then I read up a little more, like, oh, this is quite interesting, especially since basically Beast Morphers did an excellent job with adaptation. It's what I think the opening scene is like similar to what I do in Beast Morphers, except that, well, there is differences. Let's get started with the first episode. We start off with what I thought was the Morph-X Tower because it looks like the same exact tower seen in Beast Morphers. But except this thing doesn't shoot out Morph-X. Nope. Emerjon. It's this energy that they have in the series, which, yes, this type of a concept was up Beast Morphers as Morph-X. Yes, I will make appearances of Morph-X, the Beast Morphers here, because this was after Beast Morphers. So, and after explaining, and the fact that, these robots sent by the Virgos, which the counterpart is Evox's group, whether after this thing to make Evox in that series powerful with Morph-X. This one basically make the villain of this series, Messiah, who's this like computer virus, and we see him debuts as like a giant skull, and apparently his subordinate is a guy named Inter. Yeah, he makes his debut in the very first episode of the series, where he's disguised as a Virgo spy. Yeah, and he's one of the generals. Virgos basically is purple outfits. If you watch Beast Morphers, you know exactly what these grunts look like. And the first of the Go Busters we see are blue and yellow. You're thinking, wait, this sounds familiar. A Sentai where the first two Rangers you see are blue and yellow? Yes, this has happened before. With Geki Ranger. Except that there's some differences. I'll get to that. So, they take them on, they morph, and their morphin call is, let's morphin. It's morphin time. And then they put on the visor they have, and it's like, let's morphin. And, by the way, if you remember Beast Morphers morphin call, it was Beast Unleashed, where it's done via CG. Here it's like computer-generated stuff, a little bit different here. And the primary thing is that they tap a badge. I wasn't really paying attention when I watched this the first time. My only exposure to the Go Busters has been in movies. Like, my first exposure was the Spaceship Gavin versus Gokaiger movie. And of course there was a team up with Gokaiger with this guy. So like, I've seen it, I haven't watched it. A team with Cure Ranger, which adapted briefly for Beast Morphers, that movie. There was also Tension movies, both of them. And that's it. Just 5 movies. That's my only experience related to Go Busters. Plus, of course, Beast Morphers. And then we see Red Buster. He's in bed, and we see, he's got his motorcycle. Was this changed in Power Rangers? Yes, it was. Because that these little side vehicles they have. Which his is basically a cheetah, is like Cheetah Nick, that's what it's called. He's a motorcycle. Blue has got like a gorilla, whose face is behind a steering wheel. And there is Rabbit, which they give a different voice. He's more of a high pitch in the Sentai than he is in Power Rangers. Also, Yellow basically is just, well, they reveal next episode their history. So, then of course, I think like in the episode first of Beast Morphers where Gavin was the first person at his sword, This one, I think this one too. Also, unlike Devin, who had a dad complex in his series, in the case of this guy, he has a sister complex. No, he's not obsessed with his sister. It's just that I don't think sister complex means he's obsessed with his sister. Not really. He just listens to his own sister. And he's like, "No, you're not joining the Gold Busters. I forbid it." And she's a sister. Yeah, the reason why? Well, they don't really go into the very next episode. So they beat the monster, which they refer to as an evil Megazord. Yes, seriously, that's what they refer to as in this thing. Mm-hmm. Yes, an evil Megazord. Yeah, and stealing Emmerdron, which, like, wait, that's the same plot from Beast Morphers. Well, they adapted for that. Which, of course, they have aspects of the plot from this series, but I at least appreciate, though, it's not carbon copy. Look at you, Power Ranger Samurai, who tend to carbon copy the frickin' Sentai. Just put the script through Google Translate. A lot of people pointed out about that. And here's the thing. I actually put that question in, basically, to the green Samurai Ranger. According to him, that was the case for the first 12 episodes before they finally basically stopped doing that. It wasn't like copy and paste from the Sentai, like exactly the same. So in the case of this one, there is some change. I'll discuss more of it. So, yeah, and apparently he freezes every time that he sees a chicken. When he's scared or he's got... It's weird. Like, he'll look at a chicken and he just freezes in place. For, like, no reason. And they also reveal that, that blue can basically overheat. Yeah, they adapt this Beast Morphers. And the rabbit, he's just like, she has to eat lots of calories. Well, that was actually a change. In Power Rangers, they have to eat lots of carrots. Yes, seriously. What way is she in the Sentai to keep her calories up? Candy. Lots of sweets. And there's a joke about that episode too. So, we also have this new operator comes in. Now, we also debut their commander, who, by the way, is a guy, not a woman like it is in this show. And by the way, the group, they don't work for like Great Battle Force. The name of the organization they work for in the Sentai is the Emerging Management Center. They're led by Takashi Kori, who is their boss. Mm-hmm. And the other ones are Mahito Nakamura, who actually just joined the group the first episode. Mm-hmm. And then there is Tomorrow Machine. And here's the thing, they do give these people some kind of counterparts. Mm-hmm. By the way, the main character sister, her name is Rika. And she only appears in 6 episodes. Yes, 6. She does appear in episode 1, but she's not returning until episode 10. Yeah. Yeah, so they explain kind of the backstory of the characters in the very next episode, where Himura's father, Yosuke Sakadora, his wife, Makahito, and of course there's one other one. Yeah, apparently the site where they had their main base, it was known as like a research facility that was, with the exception of the commander, he actually was a admirer of the Red Bus's father. He had a lot of respect for him. So asked him, "Oh yeah, I remember you from my dad's lab." Yeah. So when I saw basically what happened to this place, I'm like, did GoBusters rip off RPM with this backstory? Because it's very similar to the backstory for Dr. K from RPM. What is the backstory? Well, doing research, the Amateur, this is, of course, on Christmas Day. Then all of a sudden, a virus shows up completely out of nowhere to take over the world. So the only way to save the world is to transport these scientists themselves and this building into hyperspace. Yep. But their kids manage to get out. And of course, also the gorilla, whose name is it was just gorilla. Yeah, gorilla banana, and there's also Uso. Yeah, it's also confirmed in this episode that they also confirmed that, well, Yoko, her mom was part of this group too. As for Blue Buster, well, they don't really say basically of like what if he has a parent involved in this stuff. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. And it's like, oh yeah, basically her mom too. And also I should point out though, Blue Buster refers to Yoko as Yoko-chan because he's older than she is. Yeah, and it turns out that the Go-Busters actually knew each other from 13 years prior to the series from his flashback. So, since it's set in 2012, does that mean this was going on when the Go-Go 5 were fighting the Famous family? Same so. So, the two monsters, one is basically basically like a bulldozer. The other is basically this hydrant thing. And of course the regular spot basically comes in too, but I do enjoy the first two episodes of this one. I thought they were quite interesting. Oh, so basically the changes they make here is that where they establish that the Rangers get their powers 13 years into the series, in the case of the Go Busters, in Beast Wars they get in the very first episode via this altering DNA thing. Yeah. And they of course create the actual, and also the fact that the Red Ranger's father is now. Here's the thing: in Beast Morphers, the Red Ranger's father is a politician. He's the mayor of the city, while in the case of Go Busters, he's a scientist. And it was also mentioned in that series how he made, basically how Mary Daniels made his wife. But Devin, well, he was working for Car Wash. And of course, his father did not know he was Go Buster. Which, of course, they will explore over the course of this series. Now, here's the thing about the Rangers was only 5. Which is interesting. Yeah, only 5. Yeah, and we're going to see 2 more Centimeters pop up in the next couple episodes. Mm-hmm. And the thing with the Go Busters, they have a tendency to speak a little of English whenever they talk about stuff. Now, when I saw their hangars for their Zords, like, the place reminded me a lot of. This might surprise you. Like, seeing the hangar of where the Zords are kept reminded me of the hangar from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Like, it felt as though basically the whole idea of this whole big hangar was taken from that. And yes, Beast Wars to take a lot of footage from this one where they used how the Zords are basically stored out. And of course, in case you might be asking, does Red Buster enter his Zord the first time via his motorcycle, like Devin does in Beast Wars? Yep, he does. There's no change except the change who the suit is. Oh, I think this. Also, there's a joke about basically that about Yoko's face. Well, basically, this week's my cousin makes face a bit round. The fact she's really thin. Also, the fact that Red Buster, the reason why he joined him because of a promise, which he would have thought though that she would have forgotten the promise, but she remembered, despite her being the youngest of the three, which that was interesting. And apparently, it's implied he's had the suitcase for Go Buster since like he was a kid. Now, I'm not sure why in the world the sister basically was so hesitant to not be a Beast Morpher, a Go Buster, but we'll find out more as time goes on. But it seems interesting though the fact she's just a recurring character. Unlike in the case of Makito from Hurricane Ranger, she actually appears more than 3 times. And plus, she does not take a near 40 episode absence for her return. Here she's gone for 9 episodes. But yeah, that's going to pretty much it discuss here. I'll discuss more of it later. But next up is going to be One Piece. Yep. Yeah, by the way, the other 3 Sentai anime, which is going to be, besides One Piece, is going to be Tales of Wedding Rings, Banished Hero Party, and Two Swim Winter Fantasy. These are 3 anime. I've got 2 episodes apiece. So, yeah, we're going to basically, all those other anime discussing 2 episodes apiece. And the reason? Because I took a week off unexpectedly. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Okay, next video. Bye.